feel very, very blessed and fortunate to be able to do this, for my son to be able to do this with me. He'll have memories that will last a lifetime.
You know, that's what our show's about, and this really emulates what we're trying to produce out there. This family environment is what we're all about.
I think it's key to a kid's livelihood growing up. I mean, I think it develops them in a skill set that not a lot of kids get to do.
One of the funnest things I've ever done. It's something that you look forward to. Every year it's like we make it a yearly thing and have an amazing time and catch some giant fish.
It's amazing to see the progression and the growth that Joey and Connor have made as not only fishermen, but outdoorsmen.
When you hook a big one, they will rip line off, break rods, tear tackle up. I mean, they're tough.
Our biggest fish ever, we've never gotten above a 48 or a 49 incher, which is absolutely giant. Like that fish weighs 30 pounds. You catch so many fish. You literally catch 50 to 100 fish a day, and you always catch a 40 incher. No matter what, every time you come here, you're gonna catch a 40 incher, which is super fun because they put on a huge fight.
Maybe that was just
I've been coming up here for 5 years. My kid's got a 48, Mike's got a 48, Joey's got a 49.
Give me some.
And I've gotten a bunch of fish in the 45 to 47 range, but I never got anything bigger than that. I caught a huge 48 incher, probably the biggest fish I've ever caught. I mean, it's 29 pounds, just a pig. But these fish are unbelievable.
This far north, you can expect all kinds of weather. It gets cold, we get rain, we get wind, lightning, thunderstorms. So it just runs the gamut of weather up here, which is to be expected, so you come prepared.
You get to see a giant lightning storm across the sky, so it's a cool place. The thing I'll remember about coming here is catching all these big northern pike with my family and hanging out with my grandpa and my uncle.
I feel very, very blessed and fortunate to be able to do this, for my son to be able to do this with me. He'll have memories that will last a lifetime, just as I have from growing up hunting and fishing with my dad and my uncles. I think it's key to a kid's livelihood growing up. I mean, I think it develops them in a skill set that not a lot of kids get to do. You kind of lost your little boy, but you gained a little man in the process, so it's cool to have watched it happen that way.
It's kind of fun to watch the progression from Joey and Connor. They've kind of grown up here. Prime Revolution's all about the kids anyway, and you know, that's what our show's about, and this really emulates what we're trying to produce out there. This family environment is what we're all about.
Any time that you can get to spend in the outdoors with your son or your daughter as a dad, it's something very, very special.
We started driving down these canyons and it was just deer and more deer. We pulled up on this group. My dad's like, there's a big buck in there. I look a few yards down in the sagebrush and I just see this big rack moving around. I'm like, oh. And they started walking towards us into this little depression. If you get in a comfortable position where you know you can make a good shot, at least we have a chance if they walk out where we want them to that we can get this deer. Lo and behold, you know, you see the big rat coming out of this piece of sagebrush. Wait till he turns broadside. Took about 4 or 5 paces.
Are you kidding me?
Dude! I love you, man.
I love you.
That is so awesome. Give me some.
I feel so good. I breathed and I saw impact, and at that moment I knew, I was like, that was a good shot.
It makes me the most happy when you harvest an animal. The hunter and the outdoorsman and the conservationist you're becoming makes me just the proudest dad in the world. Those memories will last a lifetime. I'm super blessed that I am able to spend this time with my son in the outdoors, just like I got to do, you know, growing up as a kid with my dad and his grandfather. My son Joey, this year his Thanksgiving break at school fell during the opening week of my elk season. So he got to come along and so did my wife Julie. It's all worth it, you know, to have your family in the mountains with you and be able to hunt together and make some memories. That's what it's really all about anyway.
We had to leave early, Joey and I.
You know, we spent lots of days there, so I was super happy that I got to go hunting, and it's my favorite thing to do in the whole world, so I wasn't completely bummed out.
They had seen a bull while we were back in town, dropping Joey and Julie off. This is a really nice bull, really mature, kind of old. Got some mass to him. Let's see if we can make a play on him. It's early afternoon, but it's late fall and you're running out of light, so you're chasing the sun before it gets too dark. And
Got down and Mike got set up pretty good and made sure his gun was level.
so the bull humps up like he's gonna go down and then gathers himself together and runs down the hill straight towards us. We headed in the direction towards where the bull came off the mountain and went down the canyon into the thick timber. We hurried as fast as we could to find him, and we made a clean second shot ethical kill, and the bull was down. My buddy Trevor sees the bull before I do, and he says, "This is not the bull that we were after. This is a bigger bull. I'm just warning you that when we get to the bull, I might get a little emotional."
It was a special bull, means a lot to kill him. My Uncle David actually found him 2 years before this when I had my archery tag. So with it being Mike and David got along pretty good. So it's special to me that Mike got to take this bull. I think he gave us a little help today. He's no longer with us, but he was here today, for sure.
A little emotional about this, but David was a really special guy, and I know how much he meant to Trevor and their family, and I'm just glad that I could call him a friend while he was here, that I got to be a part of his life, and he got to be a part of mine. Trevor called this David's bull, after his uncle, and to go on this elk hunt and to get to spend 6 days in the mountains chasing bull elk with your wife and your son, it doesn't get any better than that. A hunting trip for the books and the ages for me personally, and one that will stand out in my memories for forever.
We're in northern Quebec hunting Quebec Labrador caribou. It was going to be the end of the Quebec Labrador hunting. I made the choice to take our 13-year-old son with me. The hunting conditions for the first day of our hunt was pretty terrible. The wind was blowing rain.
Getting to go out on a nice, clear, sunny day after those first 2 days it was such a relief.
I've spent a lot of days on the mountain glassing for animals, and that was the most caribou I've ever seen in one place in one time. It's a whole lifestyle, and now that we're going to lose this caribou, that we're losing our lifestyle. So we got to find other sources of work.
We saw another group farther downriver crossing again, so we said, let's go after those. There's a good bull in there. I placed a perfect shot right behind his shoulder. One shot, one kill. That was exciting right there.
Got a great caribou. So proud of the shot that he made. And even if I don't get something, I am completely happy at this point. So then we decided to go back to camp, go back to that first spot that started it all. We come over the hill, we're told by Sheldon to get down again and creep over this hill, and here's another huge group, and it's almost all bulls.
Within 10 minutes, they were right there.
He said, when it's clear, you take a shot, and I waited for one little calf to walk by, and after I shot my bull, I was so excited.
Oh, so happy for you.
And I hugged my son, and I was so happy, I was so relieved. I was very thankful and grateful for this animal, for this opportunity. It's probably one of the proudest moments I've had, besides watching Joey take his caribou.
It was very exciting for that to be last bull for the season through the whole outfitter. And it was a good caribou too. So.
We had a great experience of good and bad weather, and overall it was a successful, super fun hunt, and I would do it anytime again if they open the hunt back up.
I love being out watching Joey go hunting. He's an amazing kid, an amazing shot, and he's growing up to be quite a great hunter, and I'm one proud mom.
I was lucky enough to draw first archery tag in Nevada. There was a big water hole down below us in a big basin, and these elk just were on fire. I mean, it was awesome. There's bulls everywhere in front of us, and we were right in the middle of them, and I just didn't know what to do. We get into this water hole, and it's pretty dark out still, but it's just starting to get light. We're not seeing anything, and all of a sudden, a bull bugles like maybe 50 yards behind us over the rise right behind us. And it's that old growly old bull, he's coming right to us. And, but he's coming in behind us, and we just literally, I mean, we just hunkered down. I grabbed my bow and put it in place, and this bull steps in. He steps in at like no more than 3 to 5 yards from us and starts staring at us. He is right in the middle of us. And I'm thinking to myself, don't move, don't twist, you can't, I mean, you couldn't even blink your eyes. And finally, after about 2.5 minutes of him staring us down, he figured out that we were part of that berry bush or something, I don't know. But he ended up walking around then went right down into the, past the berry bush. When he got right on the other side of the bush that we were sitting on, maybe 2 yards away, 3 yards away, Nevada bull. This one's in the books. It was unbelievable. This is one of the most exciting elk hunts I've ever been on, and I've been on a few.
For the most part, it was actually getting to go on a hunting trip with just my wife and, you know, hopefully go harvest some great Ibex in Spain and, you know, see a different country.
And I couldn't wait to see like an Ibex. But then the scenery also kind of takes you off guard too. All in all, it was really exciting. So going into the Basetti area, there was a much different atmosphere there, more deserty terrain.
For me anyway, it was more like the high deserts of Nevada, big rim rocks, big canyons. And the first morning out, we spotted a giant Ibex. The gamekeepers from that area, who were a father and son, they were very excited about this Ibex. We made a plan. We made a stalk from this old road that took us on top of the mountain, and we were trying to get above him so we could shoot down. Waited him out, waited for him to stand up, and after the gamekeepers and Nacho were really super excited when we got to the animal on how big it was. So awesome. So I guess in this certain part of the Basete area in Spain, this was the biggest Ibex that had been shot there in a long, long time. So they were all excited about this going to be some kind of record. You know, at least I held the record for a day.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. How big is that?
Jeez.
So we had a stalk on this one Ibex and tried to set up, and they were on the move, and ended up going back there in the afternoon. And he was right in the same place. This time he decided to take a nap.
No, ahí no lo veréis. Me quiero ladeaos la ladera.
So we had time to hike down and then back up and onto this ledge to get into a shooting position where I could take a shot at it. And I got to take my shot at him.
Vale, está pegado, eh.
Yep.
Woo! Clean, through the heart, lungs, one shot, and very happy. So when we came up on the Ibex, and I was admiring him and smiling ear to ear, and so much bigger than I was expecting. It was one of the biggest Ibex he's seen in that Bassetti area. And he ended up being bigger than Mike's Ibex. First time ever for me.
So it was an all-around experience, just being able to enjoy the trip with my wife. My partner, Clint Capurro, has been wanting to come Marco Polo hunting for about 4 or 5 years now.
It's been a lifelong dream of mine to come to Central Asia, Tajikistan, and hunt Marco Polo sheep.
Day 2, Tajikistan on the mountain. Yesterday, found a really good group of rams. Couldn't seal the deal. And they had actually spotted some sheep above our spike camp, so we just took off walking from camp.
We had 2 big bunches of rams up here. We've been pulling them all day.
It took all day to get there, to get into position where we might possibly have a shot. It was very mentally challenging as well as physically challenging.
You got no energy in your legs, you got no oxygen in your blood, and your body's shutting down. You're taking one step and closely placing it right in front of your other foot.
There's that level of anticipation and excitement right before you might possibly get that shot. We thought at that point that we had these Marco Polo sheep dead to rights. We had it all ranged out. Immediately knew it was bad when the wind hit me in the back of the head, and I looked at Brian Martin. He's like, this isn't good, the wind changed. When that wind changed, those sheep smelled us from over 600 yards away.
They just blew up. You know, rams going up the hill. I got guys speaking to me in Tajik. I got guys speaking to me in American. I don't even know what the hell they're saying. I'm so jacked up from the altitude sickness, and now I got a major adrenaline going.
And they started up the canyon on the other side from us, and they were in 2 or 3 different groups.
The last 3 rams come up. We wanted to get 2 of them.
Clint and I got set up on the rifles, threw the bipods down. Brian hit us with a range, dialed in the vortex. As soon as they stopped and turned broadside and gave us a good shot.
We went 1, 2, 3.
We let a couple fly out of the proof at 525 yards, and both rams went down immediately.
Great job, brother. Thanks, guys, for dragging us up the hill.
That whole thing happened very fast, but it felt like it took forever.
We put our cameraman in a big time rush. So if you're a hunter, when you're in the heat of the moment, you've worked so hard all day to get to this point. If the camera shot is not perfect, and I hope you understand.
I'm 52 years old and about, I don't know, man. This week on the 6th, I didn't think it was gonna happen. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is what you come here for. This has truly been an adventure of a lifetime for me. Being able to come over here, you know, with Mike and Josh and Mike.
It was almost a surreal feeling. I don't know what other word I can use to describe it. Not many people in the world can say, I hunted Marco Polo sheep.
Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but this has been an emotional trip. We got it done, but it wasn't pretty on that second day, I'll tell you that right now.
You know, Clint and I made it happen together on the same mountain. You know, him and I have been best of friends since we were kids, so to share that experience with him on the same mountain where we shot 2 beautiful Marco Polo sheep was a great experience. I'd like to thank you guys for watching season 3 of Prime Revolution TV.
We sure do appreciate all you fans out there and viewers. We couldn't do it without you. Stay tuned for next year, season 4, January of 19.
So hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll catch you next season. Thanks for watching.